or you can send him back to his Texas cotton patch. You're the one who sent Kennedy to Washington. You're the one who put the present Democratic administration in Washington, D.C. The whites were evenly divided. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they've brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first and they put you last. Because you're a chump. A political chump. In Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives, there are 257 who are Democrats. Only 177 are Republicans. In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you backed controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you, because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
Be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nub. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised.
Yo, yo, yo. We back at it again. It is Thursday. And we back. Sorry about that. I was hearing some squeaks from somewhere. Just not my normal setup. Had to change the setup a little bit because we had a lot of rain in Chicago. Got a little wetness in the basement. So just trying to dry it out. So it is what it is. This is the setup I usually use for my Tuesday show anyway. So tonight's show is called Doing Too Much. We're taking a slight break from all our super black talk. Still going to be some black talk because we're going to touch base on, you know, your dude Donald Trump and his 10 points for black people, which I keep telling people doesn't really exist once you look at it. But before we even get to Donald Trump, we're going to start off with, and I don't know how many people saw this, Rachel Dolezal. That was the woman who pretended to be black and had a nice position at the NAACP until her parents exposed her And then she came out recently saying she's almost homeless and almost broke and destitute. And a lot of people have different views on this, and I'm just going to share my view. Everybody else is going to have their own view. It's hard for me to feel sorry for a white woman with multiple degrees. And in my thinking, all she has to do is go back to being white if that's what she wants. She says she feels black. Okay, I understand you had a couple of adopted black siblings and all that, and you really wanted to identify with the black culture, and that would have been fine. And black people, we're very accepting. So if you would have came out as a white woman that wanted to work with black people, we would have accepted that and really embraced you. But you did that secret squirrel undercover stuff, and it's really something tucks in your head when you don't want to be who you are. But today she changed her name. Well, I'm sure she changed it a couple of days ago, but now she's renamed herself Nikichi Dalio, which means bold gift of God. I'm hoping that works for her. I heard that she's been offered reality TV money or some porn money. I just can't feel sorry for this woman because she can go back to being white, kill a tan, go back to being white. She's not talking to her parents. It's not their fault they're living a lie, that she's living a lie, and they made that clear. And I'm sure as a parent, they are conflicted with what did they do wrong that would allow their child to go off course, or as far as they would see it. So she's got a couple of degrees. She's a white woman in America. She's doing too much. Moving on to the Oscars. I knew that they were not going to allow Warren Beatty to look bad on this one. So they've thrown out a couple of scapegoats that it was the accountants and they made the mistake and gave him the wrong envelope, and you saw how he looked at it and knew something was going wrong. This isn't him on the screen, by the way. This is just something, an article that they had placed out on Yahoo. And basically, they're taking the blame. These people are not being fired. They said that they won't be working on any more of the shows, and I doubt that they're lying. They've already said we're not going to let these veteran stars take the blame for this. They're icons, so we're going to fabricate this story. We're going to put it out there. The public will digest it, and they'll still have their dignity as stars in their twilight years. Basically, the Oscars, they're doing too much. Jesse Jackson Jr. doing way too much. Been doing too much. Had the opportunity to eventually become the mayor of this city, Chicago. Threw it all away on memorabilia. Some white woman that he said he wasn't messing around with, but I believe he was messing around with her. Got both him and his wife put in jail, and now he's got the nerve to be clowning her. It's amazing. I'm really just I'm done with Jesse. He's in court now trying to get child support reduced to, like, I guess he's paying $1,500 a month, and he wants to reduce to $329 or something like that a month. Hope he doesn't get it, because this woman stayed on your side and rolled all the way down and went to jail for you. Now you out here on your own personal craziness. And he's not the only one on craziness. There's a story out about Bo Biden. I guess this, Bo Biden's widow is having an affair with his married brother, whose wife kicked him out. She said she kicked him out over a couple of months ago about some behavior that he was into. You think there's rules to in life in general, and I guess you can love who you want to love, but why would I be sleeping with my dead brother? I don't think that. How long has he been dead? Has he even been dead over a year yet? And you're married and you're sleeping with his wife? It kind of makes you feel like something was already going on there. They doing too much. They doing too much. This thing yesterday was really disturbing to me, and I don't care if the LGBT, gets upset about it or not. I really don't care. They got a special on TV tonight, Channel 7 Rise, talking about how much they have suffered in this country, and that black people should really be sympathizing when we catching hell on a daily basis. But they on TV right now saying they catching more hell. It was really disturbing for me to hear about churches putting glitter in the ashes. Now, ain't this about Jesus? LGBT members have decided to make it about them. You don't put glitter in the damn ashes. Enough's enough. Y'all doing too much. Y'all is doing too much. Too much. I mean, what sense does that make? Oh, we want to identify and show our religious belief. Well, if you want to be the same, then act the same. Ain't nobody ever been putting no ashes or roots or anything else in the ashes. If you're a Catholic and you participate in this Lent, then the ashes were fine. Everything is not about you and your LGBT-ness. And I grew up around gays, and we partied. The house party scene was majority gays. I've never went out of my way to treat anybody gay any differently. But sometimes you're going too far. They all upset about the transgender bathrooms. Me and my wife are talking about this. Plain simple. You got a penis, you go in the boys' room. Period. With your dress on, whatever. Be proud of who you is. Go stand at the urinal, lift your dress up, take a piss, wash your hands. Period. You're doing too much. Too much. You got your boy Jeff Sessions doing too much. He was already doing too much before he even got elected to this position. Calling the black man boy. Got blocked out from that appointment years ago. Was saucy about that. Now he got caught up with the line about talking to the Russians. And now he done recludes himself. Basically saying, I'm not going to take a part in this investigation or anything else pertaining to this investigation. And you got your boy Donald Trump, like, I support him 100%. Donald Trump even told him, don't even do it. Trump was saying, fuck it. Basically, I don't give a damn. But, this is how our government's being ran now. They doing way too much, and what we doing? We continuing to sit here and not do nothing. It's getting really disturbing out here in the world, and I don't know if people are just numb to everything, and we're watching Donald Trump and all the nonsense that's going on in the news, and nobody's calling anybody on anything. And that's the disturbing factor to me. I actually wanted to talk about also, I did that, but I wanted to talk about Donald Trump 10-point plan for Black America. When he talked about this plan, I was already turned off by the rhetoric of his campaign. What you got to lose, basically saying y'all fucked up in America. So what you got to lose? If I don't help you out, you still fucked up in America. And he's right on that point. We fucked up in America, but he's missing the whole point of why we fucked up in America. He acting like we fucked up in America because of us. No, we messed up in America because of America. We messed up in America because of what we constantly accept from these folks. It's absolutely ridiculous, and people are like, oh, you got to come to the table. You got to meet with them. Everything we've done over the past 150 years in this country has gotten us back to the same spot. And you want to sit here and listen to Donald Trump? Well, how is she going to get to the resources? He controls all the resources. So if you want to survive, which is basically what he said, if you want to survive, you got to deal with me. So we got to deal with Donald Trump to survive in America. Why can't we change our plan? Because we've been running the same program for years and it hasn't worked dealing with anybody. We're going to do some other shows about Obama and some of his failures and things he did as being part of the system that put him in that place in the first place. I try not to criticize the president, but there was a lot of stuff that went on during the housing crisis and things like that. So you give him a break on certain things, but then there were things that didn't pan out, and he wasn't doing enough for black people. He tried to push a lot of things through that were for everyone when we got special circumstances. And America knows we had special circumstances. I'm going to pull up this document. Give me 2 seconds here. Sorry about this delay. I should have already had this file up and running. See if we got it here. Nope, that's not it. 2 seconds. I should have been better prepared. I basically wanted to show everybody this great 10-point plan that Donald Trump has for us that's going to make America great again. Because I'm sure everybody keeps saying, oh, Donald's got this 10-point plan for black America and it's going to be great and you got to give it a chance. Chance for what? More bullshit? We ain't got to go through the 10-point plan to talk about a lot of the stuff that this dude is talking about or that America's talking about. We willing to spend this $40 billion to build this wall, but your little HBCU plan only offers $25 billion to the HBCUs. Why ain't we asking for reparations in the form of free education? we shouldn't be paying anything to go to college. We shouldn't be incurring any debt from student loans, which are backed by the government, which will charge you interest. So we don't need to fight for a right to get more loans. We need reparations. We just talked about on the show the other day how Bloomberg and Forbes did these articles. If blacks are attaining all these degrees and making this money and doing this and this, doing this, why is the disparity still so big? Why is wealth in the average white household at 110,000 and the black household is 7 to 10,000? There's systematic things built into the system, and we keep sitting here looking, listening to America, who is doing too much. Keeping with the theme of the show, America's doing too much. Too much in the way of, let's bullshit these people a little more. They don't know. We can bullshit them all we want. What's his first step here? Great education through school choice. We will allow every disadvantaged child in America to attend public school, private, charter, magnet religions. Ain't that the hell what we already doing? We will ensure funding for historic black colleges and universities, more affordable 2- and 4-year colleges. How about you just give us free college for 100 years? Don't put us in situations where these colleges are charging some $30,000, $40,000 a year. You ain't got a job in the first place to pay for the college. Your parents may not have a job during the whole downturn. But you expect parents to come up every year with $30,000, $40,000 for a degree that is only designed to help you get into corporate America and obtain a subservient role. If you're not going to college nowadays just to do something for yourself, like start your own business, you almost wasting time. If you want to continue, like I told somebody today, I said we still on the slave ship. That's how crazy it is. If you come up in here and you work in corporate America and you see the nonsense every day, you see how black people get treated. And even if a black person does have a position, you find out it's just a figurehead position. Step 2, we're going to give you safe communities. Y'all destroyed the community. Shit. You took all the infrastructure out the community. You took all the resources out of the community. Moved everybody out the community. Then you fixed up the community. You brought in Whole Foods and all these other type of stores. Now you're building back up the community, and we can't afford to get back in the community. So urban renewal means move the Negroes out. You clean up the neighborhood for you isn't cleaning up crime. We gotta think, people. We can't keep, falling for this okie doke stuff. Number 3, equal justice under the law. Ain't we already supposed to have equal justice under the law? Wasn't that 13th and 14th Amendment? Tax reform to create jobs and lift up people in communities. Listen to what he's saying here. We will lower the business taxes from 35% to 15%, bringing thousands of new companies to our shores. We will also have massive middle class tax cuts. Okay, a lot of black people ain't middle class. How is you giving tax cuts to your rich friends helping us? We don't want jobs, we want careers. Or we want businesses. This is that crap that you promised during your election speeches, and you're going to stick it inside the black 10-point plan, and then you're going to tell America the reason we're in this condition, if it doesn't work out, is because we did this for black people. It's shameful. And we sit here and say, well, he trying to do something. This going to help us. Gotta take these damn handkerchiefs off our heads and really wake up. financial reform to expand credit to support new job creations. What are you talking about? Credit is debt. Credit is debt. I hope everybody understands that. You get a credit card, you incur debt. You buy a house, you incur debt. You buy a car, you incur debt. If 75% of our income is in debt, then what are we doing? People often say, what's a good example of a successful black person? And they say, I don't know. You got to look at a white person because we only following their idea of what the American dream is. Trade that works for America. We will stop the massive chronic trade deficit that has emptied our jobs. This guy is so hypocritical when he's got companies throughout the world making his ties and suits and everything else, acting like he doesn't have a company across the seas and in Mexico that's making money. He wants to make it seem like, and he's really killing me lately. They are all killing me like, well, Obama did this and Obama did this and that's why we're doing this and we're blaming this on Obama because if he would have did this. I'm just going to defend Obama on one thing. The economy was fucked up because of Republicans. Y'all need to stop pretending like you didn't fuck up the economy. You can't blame Clinton for regulation rules that you violated and put us in this big hole because of your greed. And now we're in the same thing. Trump is deregulating everything again. So the same things that happened before can happen again. The fat, greedy banks that got bailed out, but most of us didn't get bailed out, housing markets and all that. So this is more bull crap. Protection from illegal immigration. Starting that Hitler shit, starting that paint the picture. These people are bad. Well, he said it on TV. They rapists and everything. And it's funny, he was really focusing on the Mexican immigrants. Not so much the other immigrants, and let's not even talk about the people from the Middle East and how he's trying to destabilize that area to start a war. Gonna get your sons and daughters killed because he made the statement very clearly, well, we made mistakes. We should have got the oil. And he wants to destabilize this area. Only countries he didn't do anything in is the countries where he got business going or where the hijackers came from. And he's acting like all these billionaires don't have agendas. They're not even hidden agendas. They agendas right out in front. New infrastructure investments. $1 trillion. What you going to invest in? So when you're saying you're investing in infrastructure, you're telling me we're finna build some things in the hood, resource centers, job placement places, training centers, vocational training centers, schools, things that the community needed and used to have that you took out. You're finna put all this back in. You never really see any businesses doing business in business institutions in the hood. You see the churches, but you don't see no 30-story office building where people are going and doing work. That would be something great in the hood. Even if it was a 12-story building where people were going to work every day. That would be something. And we're not trying to give it to you all at once. Of course, we want to stretch it out over 10 years and blame it on Obama and Clinton. And one thing Obama did do, he did cut $73 million in spending. And, you know, I don't understand why that was necessary when you were bailing out banks and things of that nature. But the politics is a dirty game. And like I told a white person one time before, they were like, well, why are you guys always complaining? We're not complaining. We're asking for what's due us and what's right. So I say, see, you're the type of person that says Martin Luther King was complaining. Malcolm was complaining. You look at it as complaining because you don't want to deal with the BS that you're spewing out. That person doesn't talk to me anymore. I don't give a fuck. We got to start calling people on their stuff. They doing too much. They done hijacked America. All during the election year. They broke the Constitution. You can't tell me nothing about shake hands and play fair with these people. Obama put up a person for Supreme Court justice, and y'all took a whole year, refused to vote on this person, even give this person a hearing. So you can put your own person in. Republicans play dirty, dirty, dirty politics. I don't want to hear nobody trying to justify anything to me. You can't even justify the stock market. Of course, Donald Trump is a billionaire talking to his billionaire friends. We gonna make this money. This how we gonna do it. I'm gonna do this. This gonna let you free up this and this. You free up this, boom, we all looking good in the economy. Boom, I'm gonna hit you with that tax decrease from 35 to 15. More money, more money, more money. And what your little broke black ass gonna get? Or your middle class black ass gonna get? You're gonna show up in the same office and deal with the same stuff where a white boy with a high school diploma has a better chance of making it through than you with your funky college degree. And they're gonna put you out like that, and they're gonna tell you just like that. Number 9, protect the African American church. Protect them from what? What are you talking about? That's probably our best institution. But you gonna protect our religious liberties, promote strong families, and support the African American church. Get the fuck out of here, man. What you know, all you people that talk about this great 10-point plan, leave me a comment. Show me something inside this plan that really, like I said, I found it hard to really pull 2 things off this list that really focus toward black people. Number 10, American first foreign policy. We will stop trying to build democracies overseas, wasting trillions, but focus on defeating terrorists and putting America first. What's that got to do with black people? You ain't saying shit about we're about to get some reparations, all that money and stuff that we wasting overseas, we finna give it to y'all. You ain't said nothing about y'all creating your new minorities and giving these Asians that come over here, the Indians that come over here. I see a train every day pulling the station. It's all America's new leaders, new minorities. Don't tell me I'm on some bull crap because I didn't talk to them. I come from a war-torn country, so I qualify for this free money, this housing, this voucher for housing. And we've been here and suffered here, and what we've gone through in America is worse than anything other than the Indians. Yet we don't qualify for none of that. They choose to call you an American when they want to call you an American. Otherwise, they stay on that bull. Trump doesn't have a 10-point plan. He's got this nut Omarosa up here talking about she's running the agenda for Black America. They confirmed Ben Carson today for HUD. He know about as much about HUD as a 5-year-old playing with blocks. But that's what I'm saying. They keep pushing stuff through and pushing stuff through. And they know you ain't going to do nothing. You ain't going to say nothing. You ain't demanding nothing. What you going to do, nigga? What, Master Motel Tom? Chicken George, I mean. You my nigga, George. And as long as we stay in that position and keep running to the table about, oh, what can we get, Massa? What can we get? We always gonna be in the position. We just need one demand. reparations for black people in the form of free education, free land grants, training, whatever we want to do. You don't even have to put no money in our hands, but give us the resources, like the Jews got resources and money to rebuild after all the crap that Hitler did. And I still don't understand why America gave Israel $233 million on the way out the door. Israel is a Jewish state. It's amazing how the government can find money here, here, and here to do everything but what we need. Love, peace. So, we out of here.
That every time they vote, the race is so close they have to go back and count the votes all over again. And which means that any block, any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine